I don't know. It don't, with me, it don't matter. Like I said, this is my division. It don't matter how much confidence he got. This is my division. I'm about to show the world and stamp it come June 27th.
You're jumping right in with the man that people believe is one of the top fighters in any weight class and all the boxes. The question I have is why? Why were you so insistent on making this fight happen?
To be great, you have to face the great guys, right? He's one of the best at 154 pounds. And I say I'm the best at 154 pounds. Only way to find out is by stepping in the ring.
Like I said before, I think he's a solid fighter, a good fighter. Yeah, he champion for a reason, but I think I do everything better. All around the board, I do everything. I can box, I can bang, inside, outside, mid-range, whatever you want to do, I can do. And yeah, you're gonna see my fight.
Jaron responded sharply to Xander Zayas' bold claims, making it evident that he feels no concern regarding the upcoming fight. In his view, regardless of how much skill Zayas possesses, the championship belt will stay firmly in his possession. He intends to settle the matter inside the squared circle and show once and for all who truly rules the division.
What does he bring to the table that could make this difficult?
Don't get me wrong. I don't take nothing from him. He's a good fighter. I appreciate him. Appreciate him for giving me an opportunity. But I don't really see much. He's a great fighter. Good. He got good fundamentals. Good jab. He's smart at times. Like I said, I'm taking over. This is my division. It don't matter what he do. It don't matter what he bring to the table. I'm about to show the world why I'm the best in the world. And we want to start.
At the media event, Jaron Ennis cast doubt on Xander Zayas' self-assured attitude, pointing out that his behavior doesn't align with what he's been saying. He made the case that any competitor genuinely confident in their abilities wouldn't hesitate to agree to a 55/45 earnings distribution, with a victor walking away with a larger portion. In Ennis's eyes, that reluctance reveals far more than any confident statement ever could.
I'm gonna show you why I'm gonna take them belts. The belts come back to Philadelphia.
At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. And I want to see it.
I'm taking them belts.
And
they come back to
what
Philadelphia
it is.
straight like that.
Hey, you're supposed to think that way.
Ain't no think I know.
You're supposed to think that way.
Ain't no think I know.
Everybody has to think that way.
Ain't no think I know.
All right. 23 have tried.
So yeah, I'm not them boys you fought. All right,
I'm not them boys you fought either.
If I would have fought them same two guys that you fought, they would have been bashing the mess out of me, bro. It's levels, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, it's levels.
All right.
And you're gonna see for yourself. And I'm gonna make you feel everything. And I want you to keep that same energy.
I will always keep
everything
the same energy,
that you.
Following the intense stare-down, Jaron Ennis reinforced his stance that he remains the most prominent figure in the weight class. He dismissed any discussion regarding Xander Zayas' sparring sessions with bigger opponents, insisting that such preparations carry no real significance. Instead, he stood by the notion that his past accomplishments and in-ring showings continue to speak for themselves, solidifying his position as the premier competitor at 154 pounds.
And I'm really gonna show him why I'm the best in the world.
Right, and as far as weight, he was talking about moving up to 54 and that being a big difference.
Yeah.
And you were talking about sparring bigger guys, man. You're putting them out.
Bro, I box bigger guys. I fight bigger guys. Every time I box somebody bigger, I put him out. He's talking about he bigger or whatever. He's not even big. He got on like little hill platform shoes. Like we're the same height, bro. Like.
Do you think at the championship level, weight really makes a difference, or it comes down to boxing IQ?
The championship level coming down to the boxing IQ and who really that, and I'm gonna show. Like I said, on Fight Night, I'm gonna show I'm really that.
Did you find it amusing? I think I read a little bit. I think he was saying that you was too small. Like did you find it?
He tried to say I was little. Bro, he's the same height, bro. Like he gonna find out. I'm gonna show him. He ain't really too much to say.
Would love to know, do you consider him besides yourself? Do you think he's the best guy at 154? Just using the eye test at least.
Eye test. I feel like he a solid fighter.
Jose and Nacho Cito delivered a stern caution regarding Jaron Ennis, labeling him a highly skilled and well-rounded competitor leading up to the showdown with Xander Zayas. In their assessment, Zayas is stepping into the ring with someone far too advanced for him at this stage of his career. They highlighted Ennis's extensive background, punching strength, and his knack for systematically wearing down adversaries as the fight progresses.
Yeah, talk to us more about Boots and what you guys see about him, because that's something that I've always gotten from everybody. No matter who I talk to, they always talk about how dangerous, how skilled Boots is.
He's a complete fighter. He's a puncher, he's a boxer, he's a counter, he knows how to work angles perfect. So he's a dangerous fighter. A complete fighter is a dangerous fighter.
It is. I mean, he has everything.
What's Xander missing to be a complete fighter himself?
I say experience. I say fight more. I think he should have fought more like fighters that are experienced on their way out, who can give him those rounds, who can push him to the limit, who can take him to deep waters. I think he's gonna miss that for
The conversation also touched on how Andis has evolved into a significant benchmark within the weight class, with numerous analysts viewing him as a genuine danger rather than merely an opponent to be used as a career boost. Even Terrence Crawford has admitted in the past that facing Andis presents considerable risk for any emerging title holder.
There's a reason why Crawford never wanted to fight him. You know, he's dangerous. He did camp with Canelo. He was keeping up with Canelo, which is a bigger fighter. So he has experience. He's been out there.
Yeah.
It's just he hasn't got that chance yet. And I think he's taking those belts.
Abner Mares has voiced reservations regarding Xander Zayas taking on Jaron Ennis at this point in his professional journey. He indicated that the move comes too soon and that Zayas would be better off acquiring additional ring experience prior to confronting such high-caliber opposition. From his perspective, a couple more bouts against capable yet beatable opponents could have done more to prepare him for a test of this scale. Mares stressed that Andis possesses a combination of technical ability, relentless pressure, and command of the ring that has the potential to reveal weaknesses in even the most promising up-and-comers, making this particular encounter a highly dangerous step forward for Zayas, given where he currently stands in his development.
You see that fight going? Do you think maybe Xander's a little bit too young there?
Too soon.
Too soon. You think it's too soon?
Brother. Yeah, I love Sanders, and if he waits and if he's smart and his team is smart, they'll hold on at least 2 more fights, and then release him to the wolves. And I'm just speaking realistic in how I see it, because I wouldn't want him to lose a really hard fight and him just declining. You get me? And it happens. We've seen it with fighters where it's too soon of a fight. I mean, let's not go far. I mean, I hate to use him as an example, but when Vargas fought Trinidad, it was too soon, brother. And you gotta be patient with your fighters, and I think they have to be patient with Xander Zayas. Not that I'm saying that he can't win. Maybe he can, but maybe he's gonna get hit too much or injured himself. You get me? So wait a little bit for Xander Zayas.
Max Kellerman singled out Andis as a competitor who commands attention with every appearance inside the ropes, praising his precise timing, ring generalship, and innate ability. He observed that Andis consistently appears to be operating on a different plane than his rivals and conducts himself like someone destined for championship status across several weight classes. Kellerman also cautioned that Xander Zayas could be facing a very sobering experience should they square off, especially regarding Andis's raw strength and his capacity to land punches with devastating accuracy. In his assessment, Zayas possesses talent, yet moving up to face Andis would mark the first occasion he encounters genuine top-tier power and relentless aggression.
Now, also I'm thinking about is if you really watch Boots does look special all the time. But there's cases where he gets hit a lot, and you're like, man, for you to be so good and so special, why are you getting hit from some of these lower class fighters? So Xander might have seen that. So you know what? Yeah, I know Boots is special. I know he's really, really good, etc. But I see things in this game where I can exploit. And I think when you
tell you something, no, you don't get to say all this right now.
Why not? That's being right.
Roy Jones Jr. offered his perspective on a prospective matchup between Andis and Xander Zayas, viewing it as a significant progression for both athletes. He recognized Andis's solid reputation, describing him as a committed practitioner in the gym who possesses world-class abilities and truly embodies the sport of boxing. At the same time, he pointed out a notable concern regarding Andis's defensive tendencies, noting that although he is exceptionally gifted, there are moments when he leaves himself open to shots that could be avoided with greater defensive discipline. Jones Jr. observed that because Andis has frequently overwhelmed his opponents so thoroughly, he hasn't always been forced to endure difficult stretches in fights, which leaves open questions about how he might respond when faced with a precise and technically sound competitor like Zayas. He stressed that absorbing repeated clean punches is always worrying, particularly at the highest tier, where any slip-up tends to be severely penalized. When turning his attention to Xander Zayas, Jones Jr. expressed appreciation for his growth and promise, commending his footwork, reach, and self-assurance, along with the steady improvement he has shown as a young rising contender. He also acknowledged the sense of pride Zayas carries as a Puerto Rican fighter with ambitions of securing a world title down the line, backed by a strong following.
Him a lot personally. I like his movement. I like how he's carried himself, and I like him. I've seen his growth, calling his fights on ESPN. He's got a lot to like. He's got the range. He's got the height. He's tough. He got a whole country behind him, and he fully embraces trying to be the next great Puerto Rican champion. And he's going to cause some problems for Boots Ennis throughout this fight. But the question, my initial question is this too soon? Or is it the right time? Is it ripe and the right time for Xander Zayas? And for Jaron Boots Ennis, he needed this name. He needed this kind of matchup because that's been the biggest knock on him. It's like, yeah, you passed the eye test. We see you have skills. We respect your movement with your father and coming from Philly and everything that you guys do. We know, it's widespread rumors, and not just rumors, but the truth is that Boots is he's a gym rat, and he lives boxing. He really loves the sport, and you see that when he fights. But the question or concern that I have for Boots is Boots has had his way.
Nevertheless, Jones Jr. acknowledged that the timing of this bout remains the central uncertainty. He proposed that it could either come too soon for Zayas or present the ideal chance, depending on how well each competitor has prepared. He also noted that Ennis requires this caliber of adversary to put an end to questions surrounding his record and demonstrate his ability to succeed against top-tier opposition. On the whole, Jones Jr. views Zayas as a skillful opponent capable of posing difficulties. Yet he also feels that Ennis's physical power, relentless forward movement, and superior experience may prove to be the deciding factors if the contest unfolds at an elite level of intensity.
At his way so much that I don't always see Boots, even though he does have skill defensively, he doesn't always use it. I see Boots sometimes get hit with clean flush shots, and I'll see him get hit in a fight with a repeated shot. And my boxing brain says, you took that shot against this guy. What if you get hit with that same shot against that guy? So those are my initial concerns about the fight for both guys. But if it is the right time for Xander, and he's able to pull this.
Tim Bradley has been analyzing the prospective showdown between Ennis and Xander Zayas, and his assessment leans decisively toward Ennis, dictating the rhythm of the bout. He contends that Ennis's footwork, precision, and overall boxing intellect operate at a superior tier compared to Zayas, making it a serious challenge for him to remain competitive. After reviewing Zayas' recent outings, Bradley observes a recurring trend where he comes out energetically but tends to fade in the championship rounds, notably around the 8th and 9th stanzas. In Bradley's view, that decline isn't merely a tactical issue, but stems from the physical toll of constantly shedding and regaining weight between training camps. He explains that this process compromises Zayas' leg strength and slows his reflexes as the contest progresses. Once that fatigue sets in, opponents who apply steady pressure and carry power often seize control.
Stop Xander, he could. I've been reading a lot of comments and stuff from people saying that, 9, 10. I've been also seeing, 11. I just got done studying some Xander Zayas, man. Late in the fight, he begins to fade. Round 8, 9, he starts to fade. Yeah. He starts to fade because all that weight he put on. He put on so much weight in between.
Bradley also points out that Zayas' approach depends heavily on maintaining proper range and delivering measured combinations, rather than handling opponents who apply relentless pressure. When facing someone like Ennis, who can rapidly close gaps, alter angles, and strike from unpredictable positions, that strategy may not hold up well. He emphasizes that Ennis avoids moving in straight lines and constantly shifts his positioning, which could force Zayas into awkward fighting situations. Power is another significant concern brought up in the breakdown. Bradley and fellow analysts note that Ennis possesses genuine knockout ability with either hand, particularly when he corners opponents following defensive maneuvers. Shots such as the overhand right and sharp uppercuts are highlighted as potential fight-altering weapons if Zayas drops his guard or begins to tire. as the conversation progresses, a growing consensus emerges among experts that if the bout reaches the later rounds, Ennis will take full command. Bradley foresees a possible finish somewhere between the 9th and 11th rounds, while also conceding that Zaza's optimal path to victory would be to stay active early on and accumulate a lead on the scorecards before fatigue becomes a determining factor.
Xander pulls out left, he'll try to, meet him with a left hook or meet him with a right hand, but, it wasn't nothing that was like crazy. With head movement, the shit that Boots gonna be doing, all that head moving and sliding, tucking and moving on angles and shit. Boots, that's what Boots gonna attack is that late. And Boots got power. He got major power, man. And there's spots where I see Xander, he just gets himself in some bad spots, man. He drops his hands a lot. I see too much exposure on that left side. Way too much exposure on that left side. He gonna have to keep that left hand glued to his face because that overhand right of Boots is lethal. It's lethal, man. And Boots turn that uppercut up the middle too, especially from the southpaw stance when Xander's leaning forward, man. Another lethal shot. But man, I see a lot of holes in Xander's game, especially when you start to put that pressure.
Taken as a whole, the prevailing view points to a high-stakes encounter where Ennis's tempo, knockout threat, and ability to apply pressure in the later frames could wind up being the decisive elements. Former world champion Shawn Porter views the prospective showdown between Ennis and Xander Zayas as a genuine competitive examination rather than a foregone conclusion. He observes that Ennis brings proven experience at an elite tier, along with unrelenting aggression and a knack for gradually dismantling his rivals. That combination, in Porter's estimation, makes Ennis a considerable danger in any weight class he enters. At the same time, Porter does not discount Xander Zayas. He commends Zayas for his youth, athleticism, and natural boxing instincts, characterizing him as a fighter with sound technique and the potential to evolve into a top-tier contender. According to Porter, Zayas possesses the capabilities to make things intriguing during the early stages of the contest if he effectively utilizes movement and maintains composure. Nevertheless, Porter believes the fundamental question revolves around how Zayas will cope with continuous pressure against someone like Ennis, who is recognized for pushing a grueling rhythm and provoking errors. He suggests that each fighter brings distinct advantages to the ring, which is precisely what makes the pairing so compelling. In his estimation, the outcome is not solely determined by punching power or quickness, but by which competitor can enforce their preferred approach under the strain of a genuine championship setting. Ultimately, Porter holds respect for both athletes and considers the bout a significant measuring stick for each, with no straightforward result guaranteed for either side.
Like I said, great boxing mind. I was wondering if I could pick your brain with a particular matchup that was announced yesterday. Okay. You sparred with both of these gentlemen. It's Boots and Zayas.
Oh, yes.
From what I understand, Zayas, a little younger into his career. Boots, I believe sometime last year, we were able to get some work with him. And you said it's a little closer than what some people are saying. So how do you view that in particular?
Sure, man. You got two soldiers. We always identify ourselves as warriors, So you guys know that we're warriors, right? But I think a lot of times, a lot of fans, they forget that there's two warriors, and they get so caught up in what one warrior has, and they completely forget that even though this guy's got something, listen, this guy standing across from you, like I was saying on the Welterweight podcast, we understand that this guy is dangerous, and until we put that guy in the right position, we can't just do it all, And I truly do think that Xander has a lot, not just some. He has a lot of.
Bernie offered a measured perspective on the prospective matchup between Ennis and Xander Zayas, suggesting that the contest is far more evenly matched than many people anticipate. He maintains that Ennis still possesses the upper hand, particularly when it comes to fight-ending power in the latter stages, and even floated the possibility of a finish around round 9 or 10 if Ennis settles into his preferred groove. At the same time, he made it clear that Zayas should not be written off as an easy opponent. He observed that Zayas is a naturally gifted boxer who enjoys physical benefits at this weight and has been steadily adding strength to his frame. In Bernie's assessment, Zayas has adjusted well to the division and carries enough ability to keep things compelling, especially during the opening and middle rounds. He also stressed that Zaz ought not to be underestimated, drawing comparisons to other challenging adversaries who grew over time and delivered beyond expectations in subsequent outings. Although he did not place Zaz on equal footing with Andis, he indicated that the disparity may not be as significant as some spectators tend to think.
Steve Main, thank you for the 2-piece. I got Boots by knockout 9 or 10. Xander not it. What's your thoughts? You think a knockout would happen?
I don't know. Xander can box. Xander is a big guy. He didn't field out for the weight. You know what I'm saying? He's put on a little bit more muscle. You know, I don't know. I think he's.
He can hold his own.
It's not. Yeah, definitely. I mean, and I think I don't want to underrate. I don't want to overrate Karen, and I don't want to underrate him. You know, but I think if a guy like Karen can actually do even better, he did better even in the second fight. You know, so I don't. You know, I think Xander probably right there with him. So I would give it a good chance. I don't know, but I think it's an interesting fight because, I mean, I think Boots is the heir apparent. Everybody is waiting on Boots to outshine the pack, you know.
Bernie characterized Andis as the standout name in the weight class, someone anticipated to separate himself from the pack and ultimately take command against top-tier opposition. He noted that a bout of this nature would serve as a crucial stepping stone toward more significant opportunities and potential unification contests down the road. At the same time, he cautioned that boxing carries an element of unpredictability, and stylistic matchups can alter outcomes in an instant. Should Zaz effectively manage the distance and adhere to a disciplined approach, he could stretch the contest and create awkward moments for Andis. However, if Andis succeeds in establishing his rhythm and applying consistent pressure, Bernie believes the finish could arrive in the championship rounds. On the whole, his evaluation placed Andis as the clear frontrunner, while acknowledging that Zaz possesses enough quality to turn this into a genuine challenge rather than a lopsided affair.
Against a guy like Xander, I mean, he still got a lot to prove, but that goes right in the right direction. You know, that opens him up for the Kelly fight, which he's with over there with those guys. He can do that. Or, you know, he can fight Fendora, who's the king of the
negotiations. And
he wants to. We ain't gonna put.
Anything happens though. Anything can happen.
No, I think that's gonna be all right. You know, if Top Rank, I don't know how serious the negotiations is, but I think definitely want to put Boots in with a champion. You know, being that Virgil Ortiz, the fight didn't materialize. It was a hot fight. Wasn't for the championship. Again, I said that, you know, Boots being a champion, a unified champion, a lineal champion, he's going to want a title belt around his waist, which most fighters do. You know, it brings more money, it brings more prestige, and it brings a little bit more swag to the fighter.
Gary Russell offered his forecast for the June 27th showdown between Andis and Xander Zayas at the Barclays Center. Although he holds Zaz's abilities in high regard, he is leaning toward Andis emerging victorious. Russell made it clear that Zayas is a talented young boxer with sound technique, crisp combination punching, and solid defensive awareness. Yet he still feels that Andis brings a more well-rounded physical arsenal into the ring. In Russell's assessment, Andis has developed considerable strength as he has matured, making him hit harder and pose greater physical challenges for opponents. He also observed that Andis has grown in his self-awareness during fights, learning when to push forward and when to step back, which only enhances the threat he presents. Russell did concede that Andis is not without imperfections. He identified occasional defensive lapses and moments of overconfidence that keen observers can detect. However, he believes those shortcomings are frequently offset by Andis's exceptional athleticism, quickness, and natural instincts, which enable him to recover swiftly and remain a danger even after absorbing shots.
June 27th, you got Jaron Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas. Big fight in Barclays Center.
Yo, I seen it. I said, hold on now. Now Xander, shorty nice. He nice. I would hate for it to be an upset. I'm going with Boots. Why? He got more of his man strength now. Not only do he got more of his man strength, he's learning himself better. He still got kinks that I see. I don't think nobody else see it, but I see it. I feel like his raw talent.
Another key advantage that Russell emphasized is Andis's adaptability. He commended his seamless ability to switch stances, describing him as naturally ambidextrous, and noted that this makes it challenging for opponents to anticipate his moves or establish a comfortable rhythm. In his estimation, that kind of athletic versatility cannot be taught easily and provides Andis with a distinct advantage. When dissecting the matchup, Russell observed that Zaz will probably depend on high output, combination punching, and technical precision to remain in contention. However, he cautioned that if Zaz gets pulled into emotional firefights or opts to trade blows unnecessarily, it could become a serious issue against a competitor like Andis. He stressed that Andis possesses the strength to capitalize on errors and the closing instinct to finish matters once he has an opponent hurt. At the same time, Russell conceded that Zaz holds a genuine opportunity if he remains composed, employs intelligent footwork, and avoids being lured into a slugfest. On the whole, Russell views Zaz as a capable challenger with room to grow, yet believes Andis's blend of power, athleticism, and natural instincts tips the scales in his favor in what may still prove to be a competitive and fiercely contested affair.
Say for that. You know what I mean? He's ambidextrous.
His athletic ability.
Yeah. Ambidextrous. He can go from left to righty. And I feel like his natural skill, athleticism wise, he'd be able to pay up for his little.
That wraps up today's episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.